Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the fourth class of partnership. That is again for goodwill. Whatever you have learned until now in the last three classes, is it clear to all of you? Yes. In fact, three classes are over for the introduction and yesterday was the fourth class. We have taken for goodwill part 1. That is how to calculate the amount of the goodwill. You can calculate based on average profit, weighted average profit, super profit. Capital employed into normal rate of return will give you the super profit. Okay, right. So like this, you can calculate the goodwill by different methods, capitalization. Now today's class is journal entries of the goodwill. Yesterday, I have also taken the last problem of that P&L appropriation. I hope that is clear. Till I switch on all the other files for writing and all, check if you have any doubt in the methods of goodwill. These methods we will not take again and again. We will not take these methods again in admission, death, retirement. We can do it directly then. One second. One second, I'm switching on the files for the partnership. Yeah, yesterday's class, I'm just checking, that was the fourth class for treatment of goodwill. So we now know that your in the method, that is how to calculate the goodwill is clear or not. Just see, just now I've revised super profit, capitalization of super profit, annuity, and some very good problems. Now we are seeing how to record the journal entry. For that, I want all of you to go to your notebook and write what I'm making you write. I'm explaining some concept. Part 1 of the goodwill is over. Today in this 5th class, we are doing part 2 of the goodwill. And part 2 of the goodwill says, once you know the amount of the goodwill, we should also know how to record the journal entries of the goodwill, right or not? So let us take up one example for that. Yes, heading लिखो आप लोग सब. Journal entries. Journal entries for goodwill. Now we know the amount. We are recording the journal entries for goodwill and I'm giving you some concept. Just write with me example. Example लिख लो, आपके बुक का ही ले लेते हैं. Rahul and Priyanka are partners. Yeah, this is problem number 16. Ka data I am taking. I want all of you to write the data. Rahul and Priyanka are partners with the ratio 3:2. Robert is becoming a partner now. Robert. And he is bringing premium for goodwill. Now all of you listen. Premium for goodwill is Robert's share of goodwill 10,000. And the profit sharing ratio, this is old ratio. New ratio. Rahul, Priyanka and Robert. The new ratio is equal to 1:1:1. Are you comfortable writing with me? I am explaining you some concept. Old ratio of Rahul and Priyanka is 3:2. Goodwill, Robot has got 10,000. Of course, he'll get capital and all, but this is just the concept of goodwill. And the new ratio is 1:1:1. You have to write the journal entry in the books if the goodwill is kept in the books and if it is withdrawn. Now see, okay, there's a way of doing this problem. Okay, Robert has got 10,000 goodwill for 1/3 share. So what is total goodwill? 30,000. Are you all clear? No books. This is the concept I'm explaining from my mind. आप भी लिखते जाओ. Robert has bought 10,000 goodwill for 1/3 share. So can I say total goodwill is 30,000? Now, we are preparing a table. This is a foolproof method. There are many students like me who don't understand too much. एक लिमिट तक तो आता ही है, but ज़्यादा नहीं मालूम. Gaining and sacrificing ratio and plus minus. So this is a nice method, but you have to write the working. Rahul, Priyanka and Robot. Now, raise goodwill in old ratio. Raise goodwill in old ratio. 30,000 in 3:2. How much is it coming, dear students? Calculate karo bolo. 30,000 into 3/5. राहुल को दे दो. अगर 15 मिनट पेशेंटली ये कॉन्सेप्ट सुन लिए तो एडमिशन, डेथ, रिटायरमेंट, गुडविल कॉन्सेप्ट विल बी करेक्ट. पार्टनरशिप ऐसे ही करना है. पीएसआर करेक्ट कर लो, गुडविल करेक्ट, रीवैल्यूएशन करेक्ट, मिक्स अप, ऑल 15 मार्क्स योर्स. 30,000 into 3/2. 30,000 into 3/5. 18,000 credit to Rahul. Robert, before you come, we have already developed this business. So whatever is the goodwill that we will share. So until now, because you are a new partner and you are getting ready branded business, which is established by Rahul and Priyanka, you need to pay us goodwill. Yes. So 18,000 and 12,000 credit is the answer. Now, write off goodwill in new ratio. Write off means debit. Partners debit, goodwill credit. What is the net effect now? Net effect now. 8,000 credit is going to Rahul. 2,000 credit is going to Priyanka. And 10,000 debit will go to Robert if he doesn't bring cash. कैश लेके आता है तो कैश डेबिट होगा. अब लिखो प्लीज, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग. एक थोड़ा टाइम जाएगा ना तो सब क्लियर हो जाएगा. बहुत अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है. द वे आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग, ऑलवेज हैव गॉट द फीडबैक दैट गुडविल इज नेवर अ डाउट फॉर स्टूडेंट्स. What we are doing is clear or not? We are seeing how to record goodwill in books. And why do we write off the goodwill? Because this is not a purchased goodwill. So AS 26, accounting standard 26 says only if you purchase outrightly a brand and you pay goodwill in cash, then only record. This is mutual adjusted goodwill between partners. So can we raise it in the old ratio? And can we write off in the new ratio? Answer is yes. All clear or not? Huh? आपको समझा रेज और राइट ऑफ हम क्यों करते हैं? Because goodwill cannot be just recorded in the books. This is not purchased goodwill. This is a book entry. But then we are saying to Robert, Robert, you are getting the new business. I mean, say ready business when you are a new partner. Until now, whatever is goodwill, in that your share is 10,000, that you bring it. So I hope you are getting. Rahul and Priyanka are saying, before Robert comes, ab tak ka goodwill, we will take credit. And now onwards, 3 of us will share. There are some logics in this. Pehle yahan tak clear hai aap sabko? Is this clear to all of you? Right. Rahul, Priyanka and Robert. Now, I'm giving you some journal entries. Can we divide our page into 2? Can we divide our page into 2? And left hand side, I'm writing, if Robert brings rupees 10,000, Robert brings rupees 10,000, premium for goodwill in cash. Robert is saying, okay, I will bring 10,000 rupees goodwill. So what entry we will pass? First entry, cash account debit to premium for goodwill, 10,000, 10,000. Clear hai? Cash is brought in by Robot for premium for goodwill. Next, premium for goodwill debit to Rahul, old partner, in sacrificing ratio, and to Priyanka, sacrificing. Cash account debit to premium for goodwill 10,000, 10,000, premium to Rahul to Priyanka. Clear है या नहीं आप सबको? He's saying don't disturb my capital. I'll bring capital 50,000 and 10,000 premium for goodwill. So until now, whatever is the goodwill, I will give my share in sacrificing ratio. This is automatically in sacrificing ratio. देखो, raise the goodwill in old ratio 3:2. Write off in new ratio 1:1. So automatically sacrificing. But where is regaining and sacrificing ratio? We didn't calculate the LCA. The reason I'll teach you gaining and sacrificing ratio, but I prefer this method. Listen, dear students, thoda dhyan se suno. Open up yourself and digest कि when Robot is entering as a new partner, not necessary Rahul and Priyanka both will sacrifice. ऐसे तो जरूरी नहीं है ना? Are you getting or not? When one new partner is coming, not necessary that all the old partners will sacrifice. Some may sacrifice, some may gain, some may be neutral. So, it's good to do it in the table form. Cash account debit to premium for goodwill, premium to Rahul and Priyanka. Now tell me, did I debit Robert's account or not? Answer is no. Second, if Robot is not bringing his share of goodwill in cash, are you all writing with me? No problem. Okay, Arsha. If Robot is not bringing his share of goodwill in cash, okay? Robot is not bringing his share of goodwill in cash. He's not getting. Okay. How much capital you have got, robot? Say 50,000. Out of that, 10,000 we will take for goodwill. Hum le lenge. So now what will be the entry number 1? If the partner is not bringing his goodwill in cash, still goodwill adjustment is to be done. Raise the total goodwill. Raise the total goodwill. कैसे रेज करोगे? Goodwill account debit 30,000 total goodwill. Same what we have written in the table, उसी का journal entry. To Rahul 18,000, to Priyanka 12,000. Goodwill account debit to old partners. Now, Rahul debit, Priyanka debit, robot debit. 10, 10, 10 equally. To goodwill. बोलो अच्छा है आप सबको? Goodwill account debit to old partners, old ratio. All the new partners debit to goodwill. Okay. Some of you may be saying, ma'am, can we pass combined entry for this? Yes, we can. What will be the combined entry? Combined entry. R को credit किया 18, debit किया. Okay. So now the combined entry is Rahul's capital account debit 10,000. Rahul nahi, sorry, robot, new partner. See the combined entry. To Rahul. Rahul credited 18 and debited 10. So credit 8. To Priyanka 2,000. Now I want all of you to put an arrow mark like this and compare. Acha, can we, why compare like this? Really sorry. It's यहाँ भी third entry लिखो. We are not going to pass combined entry, but there is some reason I am giving you combined entry. This is a superb and foolproof 100% method to learn the concept of journal entry. आधा घंटा 1 घंटा जितना लगाना है लगाओ. Cash account debit to Rahul 8,000, to Priyanka 2,000, 10,000. We have just cancelled this premium and this premium. ये cancel कर लेना. अच्छा है, क्लियर है? Now, what is the conclusion, dear students? Robot, if you bring cash, cash account is debited. If you don't bring cash, your capital which you have brought 50, उसको 40 कर देंगे. Goodwill तो लाना पड़ेगा. Robot, you have to bring goodwill. If you bring 50,000 cash capital and 10,000 extra, fine. If you don't bring 50,000 capital, में से 10,000 capital we will debit and give the goodwill to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Can I make you write this reason here? If goodwill is brought in cash, cash account debit. If goodwill is brought in cash, cash account debit. If goodwill is not brought in cash, robot's capital account debit. What is robot? Incoming partner. नाम क्यों लिखना है किसी का? Incoming partners capital account debit. If goodwill is brought in cash, cash account debit. If goodwill is not brought in cash, this is it. Okay. If goodwill is brought in cash, cash account is debited. If goodwill is not brought in cash, incoming partner's account is debited. You got it or not? And credit to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Credit to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Now you ask your doubts. Pen नीचे रख के पूछो. Nothing will come more in this for goodwill. एक और concept है वो इसके नीचे लिखा रही हूँ, but पहले if you have any doubt ask. I want to revise. If goodwill is brought in cash, cash to premium for goodwill and premium to old partners sacrificing ratio. Yes. If goodwill is not brought in cash, raise the total goodwill in the old ratio, write off in the new ratio. So combined entry is what? Here cash account is debited. Here robots capital account is debited. So the reason I have taught you this way is in exam, the googly, the pitfall for the student is when to debit partner's capital account for goodwill when partner is not getting cash. Otherwise, हम क्यों डेबिट करेंगे पार्टनर का कैपिटल अकाउंट? Right? All of you clear? Now, next concept is if goodwill is withdrawn in cash by partners. Partners are saying old partners. Who are old partners? Rahul and Priyanka. Arey, we got 8,000, 2,000 goodwill. We want to take home. Now listen all of you. We are almost finishing with the concept and starting with admission of partner today. Whether partners take home goodwill or reserves. Achha, old reserves are there, no? Before the new partner comes, we want to take reserves home. Bye-bye. Whatever partner wants to take home, goodwill, reserves, P&L credit balance, entry will be drawings account debit to cash. Don't just bring goodwill account into picture. Ma'am, but they are withdrawing goodwill. Arey, you have given them goodwill in the capital account. No. See, Rahul and Priyanka's capital account already have dropped goodwill. Now from the capital account, whether they take goodwill or whether they take reserves or whether they take anything, drawings account debit. Kitna hai? 8 plus 2. 8 plus 2,000. Drawings account debit, cash account credit. Whatever ratio they have taken and how. Ho gaya. Goodwill concept is over. Nice. Anyone still has a doubt? I've given you all these notes and these are not in the printed material. Things which are to be printed in your mind will never be printed in my books. Confirm. In the evening, almost 60-70 pages we have written for booster notes in the costing. क्योंकि वो दिमाग में लिखना है ना, तो वो बुक में कैसे लिखें? हो गया लिखना? Yes. So are you clear now? You know, this is like a mantra for partnership. Incoming partner. Are you bringing cash? Cash to old partners, old rich. You're not bringing cash, your account will be debited to old partners, sacrificing ratio. Right? Let us practice some more problems with this. I hope clear to everyone this concept, what I made you write. All right, chalo. Yeah, look here. If the new partner is bringing premium for goodwill, bank to premium for goodwill, premium to old partner, sacrificing ratio. And if amount of premium is withdrawn, then partner's capital account debit to bank. Goodwill already appearing in the book should be written off. So many times, goodwill is just created by crediting old partners. So if there is some old goodwill in the books, write it off first. Underline this. This comes in the exam. Ma'am, in exam admission problem came, but in the opening balance sheet, some goodwill was already there. So you have to write it off. Yes. So with this, let us take up this example. So this concept is clear if he is bringing the goodwill in cash and if he is not bringing, how to do. A and B are partners sharing profit and losses equally. They admitted C paying premium for 1/4 share. While A and B, as between them, the profit sharing ratio is equal. Okay. Goodwill is already appearing in the books. Okay. And goodwill already appearing in the books is 5,000. Partner has withdrawn the goodwill, half of the goodwill. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 4,000. Pass the necessary journal entries. Okay. So first what we should do is, we should withdraw the goodwill. जो पहले का goodwill है, that we can withdraw in cash. How much is the old goodwill which is already appearing in the books? 5,000. 13th problem. Thirteenth problem we are doing now. 14th we have already done. 12th तक तो कल ही किए थे हमने. 14th राहुल प्रियंका both ways में आपको बताया ना. 13th problem अभी करते हैं. What I made you write until now, please can you write it in your booster notes also? बहुत अच्छा concept था. मैं भूल गई actually. I should have made you write this concept. This was a problem we have solved, but it's a concept. ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं. I've taught you both the ways. चलो ठीक है. Problem number 15. You have to write journal entries. तो हम journal entries ही लिखेंगे. Date, particulars, debit amount, credit amount. Particulars थोड़ा बड़ा रखो so that you can do the working. First is already goodwill is there in the books. 5,000. Can we write off in the old ratio? Yes. A's capital account debit. B's capital account debit. To goodwill. 5,000. A को दे दो 5,000 into 3/5. 3,000 and A and B account debit to goodwill. Being old goodwill is written off. Now, yes, new goodwill is 4,000 and 1/4 share C is bringing in cash. Cash account debit to premium for goodwill. 4,000 ka 1/4. C is admitted with 1/4 share and his share of goodwill is 1,000. $1,000 goodwill he is bringing in cash. Premium for goodwill debit 1,000. We should give it to A, to B in sacrificing ratio. Now you have both the options. Either calculate, I am writing here working note 1. या तो sacrificing ratio करो or ya to prepare the table which I have taught you. And after this, one more entry is there. So leave half a page and make working note 1. I feel table method is easy. थोड़े problem table से करेंगे, थोड़े ratios से. Whatever you prefer, you can do. Goodwill. What are the names of partners? A, B, and C. Goodwill raised. 4,000 goodwill raised in old ratio 3:2. 4,000 goodwill raised in old ratio. 4,000 into 3 by 5. 2,400 and 1,600. Raise the goodwill in old ratio. One second. Raise the goodwill in old ratio. Write off in new ratio. So new ratio A and B are sharing equally. Okay. So 1 में से 1/4 तो C ने ले लिया, 3/4 को half half करके share कर रहे हैं both of them. So 3/8. So what will be the new ratio for A, B, and C? 1/4 means 2/8, 3/8, 3/8. Ratio निकालना आता है या नहीं? 1 minus 1/4 C has taken. So 3/4 half will go to B and half will go to C. How is it? All clear? Right. So can we write off goodwill into 4,000 into 2/8? 1,000 debit. This is credit. 4,000 into 3/8. 1,500 debit. 1,500 debit. What is the net effect of this? Net effect. Oh, sorry, I wrote it reverse. Really sorry, ये रेशियो मैंने गलत लिखा. A का 1/4 है तो 2/8 है ना, B का 3/8 और A का 3/8. A and B are sharing half of 3/4, 3/8, 3/8 and 2/8. 1,500, 1,500 and 1,000. Now it's correct. Please do the correction. Ratio was correct, but I wrote it wrong for A, B, C. C is 1/4 or 2/8. You can write here 1/4 को multiply किया आपने. 900 debit, 100 debit, credit. Why am I writing debit? 900 credit, 100 credit, 1,000 debit. Are you all following this method? Raise the goodwill in old ratio, write off in the new ratio. तो अब आप देखो 1,000 rupees जो आया है premium for goodwill, how much you will give to A? 900. How much you will give to B? 100. Working note 1. Or you can calculate sacrificing ratio directly also. Next problem I'll show that also. So what is the first entry we have passed? Old goodwill was there, write off in old ratio. Cash brought in form of the premium for goodwill. Premium for goodwill given. And last point now they have said, partners have withdrawn goodwill. Goodwill of the firm is valued. Okay. Partners have withdrawn half of the goodwill. So A's capital account debit 450 like drawings. B's capital account debit 50. cash 500. 1000 goodwill came, no? Out of that 50% is withdrawn. Is this clear to all of you? एक बार check करो entries. Old goodwill we have debited to the partners, old partners. New partner brought cash to premium for goodwill, 4000 ka 1/4 share. Premium for goodwill give to old partners in sacrificing ratio, and 50% of this goodwill is withdrawn in cash. So goodwill account debit to AB, and all these three partners debit to goodwill. Clear to all of you? ठीक है? Right. So, yeah, please ask, पूछो क्या doubt है?
One, show me the question, ma'am. Actually, the numbers are not matching question numbers in PDF and this question.
1 minute. 13th and 14th we have done, no?
Rahul and Priyanka was 14th.
One second. Okay. No, it's this problem is this one. 13th.
Yeah, 13th. Yeah.
13th and 14th. 14th I did first, then reverse I went 13th. 15th तो बहुत simple है, आप कर सकते हैं orally class में. Shall we do? When incoming partner cannot bring the goodwill in cash, raise the total goodwill to old partners and write off. This is like method 2, what I explained you. So problem number 15 now. Modi and Bodhi are partners. Todi joined the firm with 1/3 share and he should have paid 20,000. But he cannot pay anything. उसके पास पैसे नहीं है. As between Modi and them, they decided to share profit and losses equally. And Todi is also taking 1/3 share. So new ratio is equal. Whether you're having this problem or not, read it from screen now. 15th problem. Modi and Bodhi are partners. 3:2. Old ratio. T entered with 1/3 share. And other twos have also decided कि 2/3 को 1/3 करेंगे. तो सब equally हो गया ना? है ना? Right? And he is not bringing the goodwill in cash. 15th problem, third method. Second method. One second. Yeah, please look at the screen. Case 1 we have finished when he is bringing premium for goodwill. Now we are doing case 2 when he is not bringing the goodwill, but I explained you both the cases simultaneously. Okay, so let us do this sum in the notebook. Problem number 15th now. These are all small problems. Is the screen looking hazy or it is looking only to me? Suddenly क्या हो गया? Now done. Okay. Chalo, let us do method 2 or case 2. When I taught you the case 1 and case 2 concept with a problem. Now we are practicing that. When incoming partner is not bringing, write down. When incoming partner is not bringing goodwill in cash. Premium for goodwill means his share of goodwill in cash. तब क्या करेंगे? Problem number 15. Modi and Bodhi, old ratio. Write down all of you with me. Modi and Bodhi, old ratio is 3:2. Yes. I've explained in one example both the ways. Now I hope it is clear. Modi and Bodhi, old ratio is 3:2. Modi, Bodhi and Todi. Okay, 1/3 share. So new ratio is 1:1:1. Anyone in the class is having doubt for new ratio? T said, I will take 1/3 share. Remaining 2/3 they both said we will take equal. So ho gaya, clear. Now premium for goodwill is 20,000. T's share of goodwill, write down. T's share of goodwill is 20,000 for 1/3 share, but he's not bringing goodwill in cash. So can we raise and write off the total goodwill 60,000? Answer is yes. First journal entry. Write down. First journal entry. Goodwill account debit 60,000 to old partners, Modi and Bodhi. In 3:2 ratio. देखो करो कितना आ रहा है 60,000 into 3/5. 36,000 and 24,000. Raise the goodwill in old ratio. I will not even give 5-10 minutes of explanation for goodwill in death, retirement and all. Zarat hi nahi hai. It's going to be that easy for all of you. So raise the goodwill in old ratio. Now, write off the goodwill in new ratio. 20,000, 20,000, 20,000 to goodwill 60,000. Now, combine entry अगर आपको पूछे तो आप क्या करोगे? combine entry T's account debit 20,000, MS credit 36, debit 20. So to M's capital account 16,000 and 24 credit and 20 debit 4,000 to B's capital account. T's capital account debit 20,000, N's capital account credit 16 and B's capital account credit 4,000. This is the combined effect. T, your goodwill share is 20,000. If you are not bringing, we'll debit your account and credit to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Done. Sorry, by mistake बंद हो गया. Yeah, आप देखो clear है आपको? I made you write these two methods only in the comparatives with the help of the problem. Now, third case is tricky and asked many times. What is first case? आप पहले ऐसे ही बोलो बिना sharing the screen. What is first case? Incoming partner is bringing cash to premium for goodwill. What is second case? Incoming partner is not bringing goodwill. Raise the total goodwill old ratio, write off. Is this clear or not? Third is incoming partner is bringing goodwill, but thoda sa. If premium for goodwill is 10,000, 6,000 is bringing, baki paise nahi hai. Adha dura here and there. Then what entry you will pass? Nice problem. This is nice adjustment. Third one. When incoming partner brings in only a part of share of goodwill in cash. So cash account debit to incoming partner's capital account for capital brought in and to premium for goodwill. Whatever premium is bringing, that you take, this is capital brought in, this is premium. That premium share of goodwill brought in एंड अनपेड शेयर ऑफ द गुडविल के लिए इनकमिंग पार्टनर को डेबिट करो और सैक्रिफाइसिंग रेशियो में दो। मैम ये कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया तो हम एक एग्जाम्पल करेंगे। आर यू गेटिंग? दिस इज अ ब्यूटिफुल केस। Part of the premium for goodwill is got in cash. If premium for goodwill just now we completed Modi Todi's problem. Premium for goodwill is 20,000. Suppose he's getting 10,000 and 10 he's not getting. So for the remaining 10, his capital account should be debited. Itna logical hai. If you understand this, it will be really nice. ठीक है? One second. Chalo, let us take up this 16th question now in class. Third case we will write. Case 3. When incoming partner brings only part in cash. X and Y are partners. They admitted Z with 1/5 share. As between X and Y, they decided to share profit and losses in the ratio of 13:7. So now you have to calculate the new ratio also. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 25,000. Goodwill already appearing in the books is 20,000. So already appearing in the books, write off. Z brings in cash 60% of the share and 1 lakh as his capital in cash. 60% of his share of goodwill and 1 lakh तो capital लेके आ रहे हैं, वो तो अलग है। goodwill जो उसका share है ना, for the firm it is 25,000. So what is the share of Z? He is getting only 60% and the amount of goodwill is withdrawn, that too to the extent of 30%. Profit for the year partnership also is given. ठीक है, actually we are doing goodwill concept but some extra features are given. चलो, let us take up problem number 16 now and we will write it as case 3. This is the third variety of the problem for goodwill. Goodwill brought in cash only part amount. Only part of the amount of goodwill is brought in cash. So for remaining, his capital account should be debited. वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा आपको. चलो, let us see. Shall we start with the working note only? Old ratio, new ratio, वो सब कर लेते हैं. What is the old ratio? X and Y. Old ratio. X and Y. 3:2. New ratio. X, Y, and who is admitted? Z. Z is admitted with 1/5 share. And X and Y are going to share 4/5. 4/5 बचा हुआ है ना, 1 minus 1/5. 4/5 in the ratio of 13/20. And Y जो है 4/5 को 7/20. 1 minus 1/5 is Z. Remaining 4/5 they are taking not equally in the ratio of 13/20, 7/20. तो कितना आ रहा है? How much this is coming? 52/100. 28/100. See, we are calculating the new PSR also along with this. So if this we are bringing in 100, can we multiply this also 20/20? So this will be 20 by 100. So what is the new ratio now? New ratio for, ये लिखो please. Ratios की भी practice हो जा रही है इसके साथ. X, Y and Z. 52 is to 28 is to 20. 52, 28 and 20. And if you want to simplify, divide by 5 या 4. 4 से divide कर सकते हैं ना. So 13, 7 4s are 28 and 5 4s are 20. You can write divide by 4. So this is the new ratio. And now this time, I feel my table method is good. Raise the goodwill in old ratio, write off. So you know we don't bother to calculate sacrificing ratio. पर वो टेबल बनाना होगा तो अभी हम sacrificing ratio भी calculate कर लेंगे. Sacrificing ratio is when new partner is coming, how much old partners are sacrificing. X का old ratio कितना था? 3 by 5. और new ratio कितना है X का? 13 by 25. So 25, 2 by 25. Now, what is, are you all writing with me? मतलब कोई doubt है, मैं आपको explain नहीं करी तो simple LCM है. Y का old ratio कितना था? 2 by 5. New ratio कितना है? ये रहा 5 by 25. So can we do LCM? 5 and 25. 5 into 2, 10 minus 5. 5 by 25. So can we say sacrificing ratio is equal to 2:5. Sacrificing ratio is 2:5. ठीक है. Nice big working we have done. If you need help, 1-2 मिनट wait करो. देखो फिर से. Old ratio was 3:2. New ratio में Z was admitted 1/5. 4/5 they took it in this ratio. So new ratio we got and simplified. Now sacrificing ratio. Old ratio 3 by 5. New ratio 13 by 25. So 2:5. Now we can start writing journal entries. Cash में goodwill लाए नहीं लाए, whatever language they give, you have to write journal entries, and we are doing problem number 16. Date, particulars, debit amount, credit amount, थोड़ा बड़ा बनाओ. Many journal entries are there. So make it little bit big. First, X and Y are in partnership. They admitted Z. X and Y decided to share in 13:7. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 25,000. New goodwill. Goodwill already exists in the books 20,000. So first is write off the old goodwill. Old goodwill, old ratio, write off. Old goodwill, old ratio, write off. X capital account debit. Y's capital account debit to goodwill. How much goodwill is already appearing in the books? 20,000. 20,000, and what is the old ratio? 3 by 5. 20,000 into 2 by 5. XY to goodwill. Write off the goodwill in old ratio. Old goodwill. Now, Z brings 1 lakh rupees capital cash account debit. I'm going very slow and I'm reading out the problem loudly for you. So listen. Z brings 1 lakh capital in cash, but don't write the amount outside. Capital account of Z. Credit karo. 1 lakh, and he brings 60% of his share of goodwill in cash. So cash account debit to premium for goodwill. 60%. अब goodwill था कितना? 25,000 is the total goodwill. In that, Z share is 1/5. So Z, you have to give 5,000 goodwill, 1/5 share. In that also, 60%, 3,000 he is bringing in cash. 1,03,000 cash is come. Till the toughest, not toughest, but all the adjustments what they can give together, I am giving. Every problem will not have. Some problems are so easy for goodwill. Cash account debit 1,03,000 to Z 1 lakh to premium for goodwill. Actually, can you please tell me how much is premium for goodwill? How much Z should have got? How much? Total goodwill is 25,000, 1/5 share. So Z को कितना लेके आना था? 1/5. That comes to 5,000. But he is getting 60% in cash, 3,000. So remaining, abhi indicator in your mind. Remaining 5,000 का 40%, 2,000 Z's capital account को debit करना पड़ेगा. You got 1 lakh capital ना, उसमें से हम goodwill ले लेंगे. Simple. Yes. Chalo. Now, third entry. Can we give the Z's share of premium of goodwill to old partners in sacrificing ratio? Now see. Premium for goodwill debit 3,000. Z's capital account debit 2,000. 40%. You know what he didn't get in cash. 2. X capital account. 2. Y's capital account. Take your time. I'm giving goodwill to X and Y in sacrificing ratio, which is ready with me. और 2-4 entries हैं. यहाँ लिखो sacrificing ratio. आपके पास तैयार है ना sacrificing ratio? ये रहा 2:5. So X को कितना मिलेगा? 5,000 into 2/7. 5,000 into 5/7. You write it. If you feel it's confusing, I'll explain. Sacrificing ratio is 2:5. One minute. Sacrificing ratio. एक minute. My sacrificing ratio is coming different. 1 second. Three by 5. Just check this LCM is correct or not. 2/25. 10. Y's ratio I have taken wrong. 1 second, please. X ratio is I have taken थोड़ा एडवांस लेवल, एडवांस मतलब टफ नहीं है बट पूरे एडजस्टमेंट्स है, उसमें सिली मिस्टेक की कोई जगह नहीं है. Y's new ratio is 7/25. 7/25. Change it please. वो तो Z का था. So 10 minus 7 is 3. And now you got it correct. 2 and 3. Change the sacrificing ratio please. Doing this one problem means goodwill be clear. आ जाओ वापस से flow में आ जाओ. Old goodwill we have written off. In cash he got 3,000 goodwill. Remaining goodwill we have debited to his capital account. 5,000 goodwill you have to give to X 2/5 and Y 3/5. So this is coming to 2,000. And this is coming to 3,000. Take your times. I'm literally waiting. किसी को कोई डाउट है अनम्यूट करके पूछो, चैट में डालो ये एंट्री. Premium for goodwill they got. Cash to premium for goodwill, premium for goodwill debit. But it should have been 5,000, but they got premium only 60%, 3,000. So remaining debit to their capital account. Z का capital account जो 1 lakh he has got, no, that will be debited. And now 2x to y. अच्छा है, क्लियर है? अब बोलो. या प्लीज आस्क, बोलो.
One, show me that LCM part.
Yeah. Everyone do the correction. No, 2 minutes I'll be back. आप पूरा लिखो. No one should miss writing anything. Yes. Anyone has still not done the LCM? अभी ये LCM इसलिए किया कि I told you other way is what? My method. वो raise the goodwill, write off the goodwill. ठीक है? Cash to premium for goodwill. Premium for goodwill. Now this is done. Next what they have said is amount of goodwill is withdrawn by the partner 30%. So fourth entry. X capital account debit 2,000 का 30%, 600. Y's capital account debit 3,000 का 30%, 1,800. Oh, 3,000 का 30% is 900. 2 cash 1,500. Being, I'm missing giving being. मैं भूल जाती हूँ तो आप याद दिलाओ. नरेशन लिखने से क्लैरिटी आती है. Being 30% goodwill withdrawn by old partners. 30% goodwill घर लेके गए old partners. Now they said profit for the year is 1 lakh. Okay, so P&L appropriation account debit 1 lakh is the profit and there is no interest salary drawing. So can we give the profit directly to X capital account, to Y capital account, to Z's capital account. Can we give 1 lakh rupees profit is coming? 1 lakh rupees profit. Let us give it to all the partners in the ratio of 13/25. What is the new ratio? Here we have 13/25, 7/25, 5/25. Chalo, do it. 1 lakh divide by 25, memory में डालो 4,000 into 13. 4,000 into 8. No, 7. 4,000 into 7, 4s are 28. And 4,000 into 5, 20,000. Being profit distributed to all partners in new ratio. Profit distributed to all the partners in new ratio. ठीक है, अच्छा है, क्लियर है आप सबको? That's all for the 16th problem. Check up all of you. एक बार वापस से check करो. First, old goodwill we have written off. Now, cash, we got the capital also from Z and he bought premium for goodwill. Premium for goodwill concept is clear or not? He is bringing his share of goodwill, 5,000. 25,000 is total goodwill, 1/5 Z का share है 5,000, वो भी 60%. 3,000 he is getting in cash. Now 3,000 he get in cash. Remaining he didn't get in cash, so debit his capital account. But both put together give to the old partners X and Y in sacrificing ratio. Old ratio, new ratio, sacrificing ratio, first only we have calculated. Now, how much goodwill? X got 2,000, 30% he is taking home. Y is also taking home. So that we have done. And then profit routine, whatever profit you have got, give it to old partners in the, sorry. Just 1 second. Profit, whatever is got, give it to all the partners in the ratio, new ratio. Okay? Right. How many methods of goodwill have we done? Bring premium for goodwill. Don't bring premium. We will debit your capital account or combination of first and second. 3 methods of writing journal entries of goodwill. कल जो methods थे वो क्या था? Amount of goodwill. Yes? Right. Chalo, let us take up the next concept now. When incoming partner pays goodwill privately, not in the books, but privately they pay, black money or whatever way they are paying, then nothing, no transactions will be recorded. Right. Now, something new I am teaching. It's not that in exam always the problems are there for admission, death and retirement and all. कभी-कभी थोड़े अलग problems पूछते हैं, जैसे partners are same A, B, C, but because of some reason now their PSR have changed. Does it happen? Yes. A, B, C were sharing profit and losses equally. Over the period, it so happened that C got busy in some other work and A started taking major decisions and major work. So A is saying, मेरे को salary नहीं चाहिए. I want more share of profit. So can there be a change in the profit sharing ratio? Yes. Acha, that time shall we adjust goodwill and all? Yes. So that's what I'm teaching you now, as if we are doing case 4. Case 4 to ho gaya. This is as good as case 5. If there is no admission or retirement of a partner, but just change in the PSR, still goodwill effect has to be given in the gaining or sacrificing ratio. whoever partner is gaining debit, whoever partner is sacrificing, now usko credit karo. This very simple concept, you will get it by doing this problem. Just if there is a change in the PSR, how will you do? Yes. Anita, Ashna and Amrit are partner sharing, and from 1st January they decided to share in this ratio. So PSR is changing. And if there is any change, goodwill should be valued at 3 years purchase of average profit of the 5 years. 5 years profit or loss is given, and they have not given you the weights and all. So which method we will use to calculate amount of goodwill? Simple average method. And then we can decide. Okay. So 17th problem we are doing now. Oh, yeah. I will call it method 5. Method 4th is कि वो दे देते हैं अपने आप directly. If you want, you write down. Method 4. Goodwill paid privately. Put a dash, write down no entry. If goodwill is paid directly, no entry in the books. Method 5. Method 5. If there is change in PSR, प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशो में अगर चेंज है तो आप क्या करोगे? If there is a change in the PSR, so what will you do? Okay, for this we are doing problem number 17. Problem number 17. First, let us calculate amount of goodwill. Goodwill computation by average method. Goodwill computation by average method. Yeah. टोटल प्रॉफिट कितना आ रहा है 5 years का? टोटल प्रॉफिट लॉस सब ऑल 1,20,000 plus 3 lakh plus 3,40,000 plus 3,80,000, and last year there is a loss 140. So it's coming to 10 lakhs. So now what is average profit? Average profit is equal to total profit divided by number of years. 10 lakhs divided by 5 is equal to 2 lakhs. This is average profit. And goodwill is average profit multiplied by number of years. Goodwill should be valued at 3 years purchase of average profit of 5 years. Six lakhs. 6 lakhs is the value of the goodwill. Okay. Now there is just change in the profit sharing ratio. So sacrificing partners account should be credited and gaining partners account should be debited. Okay, right. What is old ratio? Old ratio kitna tha? 3:2:1. What is new ratio? 2 is 2:3:1. Old ratio is 3:2:1. New ratio is 2:3:1. Now, gaining and sacrificing ratio. तीनों के लिए करेंगे. First, we will do it for Anita. Old ratio 3/6, new ratio 2/6. Old ratio. So 1/6 is sacrificing. I hope you are getting. ये क्या हो रहा है अगर sacrificing करेंगे? Only PSR is changing. There is no admission, death, retirement. So just find who is sacrificing. Next, Asha. What is old ratio? 2/6. What is new ratio? 3/6. 1/6 she is gaining ratio. And the third one, Amrit के लिए तो same है. Same ratio. Earlier also 1/6, now also 1/6. Now, what is the goodwill you have got? 6 lakhs. Goodwill 6 lakhs का 1/6 share. तो कितना आ रहा है? 1 lakh. Goodwill 6 lakh का 1/6 share, so 1 lakh goodwill. Now, this 1 lakh goodwill, gaining partner should be debited. Asha's capital account debit. Sacrificing partner, first 3/6 up 2/6. So she will take Anita's capital account. Debit and credit. I'll tell you the logic. Up likh lo. Some of you must be writing now. So you write with me. I'll tell you. Okay, listen, what is happening? I'm talking to the first partner. Your ratio was 3/6. Huh? Now in new, it's going to be 2/6. So your ratio is reducing now onwards. So until now, what is goodwill now? In that 1/6 share you take. I'm saying to Anita. Did you get it? Asha, your share was 2/6. Now onwards, it is 3/6. So because your share is increasing, you are gaining. Now you are gaining. So abhi tak whatever is the goodwill, you will have to give. Followed or not? Because now onwards you will get 1/6 extra. So until now, what is 1/6 that you give to Anita? Anita, now onwards your share is going to be 2/6. So until now, what is 1/6? Take it home. So whoever is sacrificing credit, whoever is gaining debit, this concept will come only if there is change in the profit sharing ratio. Change in the profit sharing ratio है, तभी ये concept और ये method number 5 आएगा. Yes. And now last method number 6. Before that, some good small problems are there which you will take for admission. We will practice. Yes. Goodwill concept in case of admission. Admission of the partner के case में भी goodwill concept. In fact, we can do this with the next chapter also, but all goodwill I have given here, so we will complete it now. I hope this case is clear. ये कौन सा method था? 5th. और 6th method भी बाकी है आपका. This should be the case. 6th method, hidden goodwill का concept. I'll tell you. This asked recently, hidden goodwill. पहले ये simple problems can we do now? A and B and C are partners sharing profit and losses, and they wanted to admit D with 1/5 share. D brings in 30,000 as capital and 10,000. Just same concept, practice now. Right. Okay, we will do it together only. Take a break of 2 minutes. We'll continue after 2 minutes with 18 sum. 18 sum से start करेंगे. Any doubt if you have, ask me. Okay, back after a break now. So we have finished 5 cases of goodwill. Okay, now if there is admission of a partner, how you are going to do the goodwill? So these are small examples. Just we can write the journal entries and the ratios and all. Okay, journal entries ही लिखेंगे इनके for goodwill. 18 sum से शुरू करते हैं. Give the heading in your notebook. Treatment of goodwill in case of admission of partner. Treatment of goodwill in case of admission of partner. Yes. Problem number 18th, we are doing it first. Nice examples there. Sum. A, B, C are partners. They wanted to add D in the partnership. Okay. With 1/5 share. And D is bringing 30,000 as goodwill and 10,000 premium for goodwill. Okay. So what will be the first journal entry? Cash account debit 40,000. Cash account debit 40,000 to D's capital account 30,000 and 10,000 D is bringing premium for goodwill 10,000. Nice, clear. Now, premium for goodwill we have to give to old partners and sacrificing ratio. I just started writing journal entries. उसके पहले ही working कर लेना old ratio and new ratio. What is old ratio of A, B, and C? 2:1. New ratio A, B, C, D. So D has entered with 1/5 share. And nothing given means can we say, oh, this problem without doing the ratios also you can get. Can I say 4/5 remaining, give it to old partners in same old ratio? So between A, B, C, old ratio is also 2:1. New ratio is also 2:1. Sacrificing ratio will also be same. If old and new ratio is same, sacrificing ratio has to be same. I hope you are getting. ये कैसे है? D 4/5 है. अब A, B, C. अब करो आपको आ जाएगा. 4/5 2/5. B को 4/5 2/5. C 4/5 1/5. 8/25. 8/25. 4/25. आया आप सबको? 8, 8, 4. 2, 2, 1. So what will be the new ratio? A, B, C or D? 8/25, 8/25, 4/25 और ये भी 5 है तो D का जो 1/5 है मल्टीप्लाई करो 5/5, 5/25. Take your time. If some of you are writing it slowly, I am waiting. Old ratio 2:2:1 and new ratio 8:8:4:5. 8:8:4:5. अब सैक्रिफाइसिंग रेशियो की जरूरत नहीं है, यू कैन राइट अ नोट एज old and new ratio are same. Between the first three partners, old and new ratio are same. Sacrificing ratio will also be same. Write down. Concepts are very easy, these. Sacrificing ratio will also be same. Sacrificing ratio will also be same. ठीक है. 18th problem is clear. Cash account debit to D2 premium. Now this premium for goodwill 10,000 debit to A, to B, to C in the ratio 2:2:1. Old ratio, new ratio, sacrificing ratio. So 10,000 into 2 by 5. 10,000 into 2 by 5. 4,000, 4,000, 2,000. Please give me a message. Is my speed fine? You all are following or not? Pehle to he got cash. To D's capital account 30 premium for goodwill. Now premium for goodwill debit to ABC. You can write cash to A, B, C, D, एक साथ भी. You can write. Nice. Okay, is my speed fine? Are you able? I hope you all are understanding. But अगर speed fine है नहीं कहीं कुछ miss तो नहीं हो गया ना लिखना? Ratios and all are you calculating? चलो 19th problem we will read it and do. These are all problems when you how you do it in admission. A and B are equal partners. They wanted to take C as a third partner, and for this purpose, goodwill was valued at 1,20,000. Okay. So what is the ratio of A and B equal? C as third partner. और C का शेयर कितना है? नहीं दिया है. And goodwill is 120. C is not even bringing goodwill in cash. So can we say कि C old ratio भी equal है, new भी equal है. Third partner आ रहा है. C is not bringing goodwill in cash. So cash to premium for goodwill का तो सवाल ही नहीं है. तो can we debit his capital account? 120 में 1/3 share. Okay. 1,20,000 में C का शेयर कितना है? 1/3 40,000. वो A और B को दे देंगे. 19th problem in your notebook. This was when we got premium for goodwill. Are you feeling, ma'am, at least 3 to 4 times we have repeated? That's what I wanted. Pehle understand the concept and now learn it. Okay, okay. D, are you getting premium for goodwill? This is the way. Okay, okay. You are not getting goodwill. This is the way. है ना? 19th problem we are doing. A and B old ratio is equal. ABC new ratio is also equal PSR. Equal PSR. तो sacrificing भी equal होगा. Total goodwill is given to you 1,20,000. C's share 120 का 1/3 40,000. A और B equal ratio, C B equal ratio. C का जो शेयर है 120 into 1/3 40,000. Next, C is not bringing goodwill in cash. Goodwill in cash. So you have to raise the goodwill in old ratio and write off in new ratio. In short, C's capital account debit. Instead of cash account, वो जो third combined entry बताया था ना, C's capital account debit, and give it to A and to B in sacrificing ratio. 20,000 and 20,000. C's capital account debit to A to B. C's capital account debit to A to B. हो गया, done. Is it easy or not? If you bring, then cash account debit to old partners, sacrificing ratio. If you don't bring, then your capital account debit to sacrificing. Last 2 hours, I'm teaching the same thing. 20th problem. Now, A and B are equal partners. They decided to take C as third partner with 1/6 share. Okay. And he brought goodwill 60,000. That's premium for goodwill. 60,000. Now this goodwill, new ratio is also given. So we should give this to the sacrificing partners. 20th problem. Either I told you, you can prepare the table, which I said, or you can do it directly. Old PSR. Between A and B, what was the old ratio? 1:1. A or B के लिए. New PSR is given 3:2:1 for A, B, and C. And C is getting goodwill 1/6 in cash, 60,000. Sacrificing ratio निकालेंगे A और B के लिए. A के लिए old ratio कितना है? 1:1, 1 और 2, तो half. New ratio कितना है? 3/6. LCM is 6. 2 into 3 is 6, 3 and 3. So 0/6. A sacrificing is nil. Old ratio was 1/2, new ratio by 3/6, and 6 LCM 3, and here to it is 6, so multiply by 1. So 3 into 1, 3, and 0/6. B's sacrifice. Old ratio is 1/2, new ratio is 2/6, so 6, 3, और ये आएगा 2, 1/6 sacrifice. So B is sacrificing and C bringing goodwill in cash 1/6. A is nullified. Old ratio and new ratio is same. Old is 1/2, new is 3/6. So 3/6 is also 1/2 only, no? This 3/6 is also like 1/2. That's why it came to 0. B is sacrificing and C is bringing. So what entry we will record now? Cash account debit to premium for goodwill. How much goodwill C is bringing for 1/6 share? 60,000. And this premium for goodwill 60,000. किसको दोगे आप? Premium for goodwill, B's capital account, over and out. These are practice problems. Just we are practicing all the concepts. So A, B, and C are partners. C is bringing goodwill 60,000 for 1/6 share. Okay. A is neither gaining nor losing. B is sacrificing completely. So cash to premium for goodwill to B. B's capital account we will give. Then 20th problem, all are different. Somewhere we are giving to both, somewhere they are not giving, and so on. Next now, 21st problem. A, B and C are equal partners. A, B and C are equal partners. They decided to take D, who brought in 36,000 as goodwill. Okay? And the new ratio is given to you. New ratio is given to you. 3:3:2:2. ABC, B is bringing the goodwill and D ka ratio bhi diya hai. So this is like the first example. Are you all able to solve this? Problem number 22. Problem number 22. 21, sorry. 28 किया ना, 22 भी करेंगे, 21 कर रहे हैं हम. Okay. Old ratio for A, B and C. What is the old ratio? Equal. 1:1:1. New ratio. A, B, C and D. New ratio is, it's given. 3:2:2. And he's bringing the goodwill in cash. So can we give it to all the partners? D brought goodwill in cash. How much goodwill he got in cash? 36,000. 36,000 goodwill in cash. अब बोलो. Now, shall we give this goodwill brought in cash in the sacrificing ratio to all the three? Yes. Sacrificing ratio for A. 1/3 minus 3/10. 3/10 clear है सबको? So highest is the base, 10. 1/3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1/3 and 3/10. So 3 और 10 नहीं कर सकते ना, so we should take 30 then. I'll tell you an easy way. This is study materials way. 30 ले लो. 3 cannot be divided by 10, so then you have to multiply and take 30. Now here 10 and here 3 3s are 9, so 1/30. Now B के लिए 1/3 minus again 1/3 minus 3/10. So again you can take 30 and 10 minus 9, 1/30. Same it will come. C. C का old ratio कितना है? 1/3. New ratio कितना है? 2/10. Again 30. So 10 and 6. 4/30. So what is their sacrificing ratio? Sacrificing ratio is 1:1:4. Anyone in the class is having doubt? Sacrificing ratio, why did I take 30? Because वो 3/10 नहीं आ रहा था, तो 30 लिया. Some of you may not be knowing this math, so I hope at least now when I'm saying it is clear. 3 को 30 से divide करना है, 10 multiplied by 1. 10 और 30 divide करना है, तो 3 into 3 9 ऐसे आता है. Sacrificing ratio में goodwill दे दो. He has brought 36,000 goodwill. Cash account debit to premium for goodwill. 36,000. Cash account debit to premium for goodwill. Premium for goodwill debit to A, B, and C. 36,000 into 1/6. 36,000 into 1/6. 6,000. ये भी 1/6. 6,000. This is 4/6. 24,000. Total 36,000. Okay, if you are bringing the goodwill, we will give to all partners in sacrificing ratio. If not, then we will just raise the goodwill and gaining partners debit, sacrificing partners credit. It 2 minutes लगेगा, not required, but if you don't want to go in this, preferably because institute is following sacrificing ratio, we should do. But नहीं आ रहा है तो problem छोड़ने की जगह you can do like this. 36,000 goodwill he got for 1/6 share. So what is total goodwill? 36,000 goodwill he got for 1/6, no? No. 36,000, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for 2/10. 2/10. I hope you are getting ये रहा. D का रेशियो कितना है? 2/10. उसके लिए he got 36,000 goodwill. So what is total goodwill? $36,000 1,80,000. 180 into 2/10 करके देखो 36,000 आ रहा है. I hope all of you are getting. 180 is the total goodwill. Can we very quickly do A, B, C, D? This is like you should know in and out 2-3 things so that you are not stuck up anywhere. Do this method only in exam. पर नहीं आ रहा है रेशियोज एलसीएम में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, बहुत ही दिक्कत है, तो ये करो, you will get marks, but you have to do it in writing, don't do it orally. Raise goodwill in old ratio. What is the old ratio? Equal. 60,000 credit, 60,000 and 60,000 credit. Write off in new ratio. न्यू रेशियो क्या है? दिया था ना क्वेश्चन में, 3:3:2:2. 3:3:2:2. ओल्ड रेशियो भी लिखो 1:1:1. One last problem and we'll close. Please do it little quick if you are following this.
Ma'am, 36,000 is equals to how much, ma'am?
What?
36,000 is equals to how much you wrote there?
2/10. 2/10. 36 is 2/10. So 1, you want the 1 ratio, no? 1 कितना होगा?
Okay.
So 36,000 into 10/2. This is your total goodwill. Raise total goodwill in old ratio. Write off 1,80,000 into new ratio. Divide by 10 कर लिया मैंने. 18,000 into 3. 54,000, 54,000. 18,000 into 2. 36,000, 36,000. Raise the goodwill is credit, write off is debit. You know, sometimes students are stuck up, ma'am LCM और नहीं आ रहा है, so you can do this. 6,000 credit, 6,000 credit, 24,000 credit. And 36,000 debit हमने इसलिए नहीं किए because he brought. Check your this entry and this calculation. It is telling. Frankly, यहाँ कितना मेहनत की है, old ratio, new ratio, sacrificing ratio, ये तो easy है. Raise the goodwill and old ratio, write off a new ratio, and you're exactly getting the same answer. But do this in the table form. ऐसे नहीं कि आप छोड़ के आ जाएं. Okay? This is taking goodwill for everything. I'm telling you, literally 5 minutes explanation is also not required for goodwill in case of retirement and that. That clear you all are. And now come out of that logic where a new partner is coming. No, D, A, B, C, all are sacrificing. Just now you have seen. D is coming, only B is sacrificing. A is neutral. Pehle bhi, abhi bhi. So like this, you have to understand. Last now, sixth concept now, case 6. Case 6 is hidden goodwill. This I'll work out the problem also in admission of the partnership. This is, you know what? Like a partner is bringing 40,000 capital, 10,000 goodwill, but exam में ना मिला के दे देते हैं पूरा. They give it all together. Are you getting? कैसे? Partner is bringing 50,000. अब वो 50,000 में how much is capital and goodwill? You don't know. So this is called as hidden goodwill. The value of goodwill is not given specifically. So net worth on the basis of capital brought in by incoming partner into reciprocal of his share. Yes, this should be the value of the firm minus net worth of the firm including incoming partners. These are like capitals earlier and capitals now. The difference is value of goodwill. This I cannot explain with figures now. I will tell you this is a problem of hidden goodwill. 2 problems very nice I have included in admission. Just to understand little bit, you can take down this last problem now. A and B are partners with capital of 5,000 each. They admitted C as a partner with 1/4 share in the profits. Okay. Now C brings in 8,000. Look at the language. You can double underline this. C is bringing 8,000 and the profit and loss showed a credit balance of 4,000 as on the date of admission of the C. Now give the journal entry for the admission of the C. Okay, C got 8,000. But then what is the detail? You know, we can do this orally here. Itna simple hai. Ki C got 8,000. But uske admission ke baad aur pehle, what is the difference in the capital? That is hidden goodwill. I'll show you. 23rd problem aap notebook mein karo. And we are calling it method 6. 5 methods we have already done. 6th method. Method 6. Method 6 करते हैं. Hidden goodwill. Okay. What is the new combined capital? New combined capital A plus B plus C plus profits plus reserve. Correct or not? Net worth is capital, reserves, profit मिला के. Or another way of calling this as net worth, ये नाम याद कर लो, is all the capital, profit and reserves or assets minus liabilities or capital plus reserves and all accumulated. Balance sheet side से जाओ या liability. I hope you are getting this term's name, net worth. So what is the new combined capital? What was the capital of A and B? 5,000 and 5,000. How much C brought in? C brought in 8,000. और ये A का capital है, ये B का है, ये C. Capital नहीं है, C just brought in 8,000. Or they already have some reserves and profits. वो कितने हैं आपके पास reserves and profit? 4,000. Reserves are also part of the capital. So what is the total? 22,000. Yes, 22,000 is the capital. Now, In the new capital, it's a beautiful concept of hidden goodwill. 22,000 में न्यू पार्टनर सी का शेयर कितना होना था? इन न्यू कैपिटल सीज शेयर 22,000 का 1/4. ओके ओके, नॉट ऐसे भी आएगा बट डिफरेंट वे में करेंगे. सॉरी, प्लीज कैंसिल. इफ यू हैव आल्सो रिटन, कैंसिल इट. And I'm just touching up this concept of hidden goodwill. Don't say, ma'am, we will do all the methods in exam. Hidden goodwill ही है. ऐसे है कि study material में, in my material सब जगह. 1 minute. This is your combined new capital, including C. What is C's brought in? How much C brought in? 8,000 for 1/4 share. So what should have been the total capital? 32,000. Are you all getting or not? Total capital, if C brings 8,000 as his capital for 1/4 share, total capital should have been 32,000. But your current capital is coming 22,000. The difference is hidden goodwill. Hidden goodwill. समझ में आ रहा है आपको हिडन गुडविल कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? And this is the hidden goodwill total. In this, what is C's share? 10,000 का 1/4, 2,500. अच्छा है, क्लियर है या नहीं? फिर से देखो, A, B, C reserves मिला के the capital is coming 22,000. C brings in 8,000 as capital, 1/4 share, तो 32 लाना था, but it's coming only 22. Remaining 10 is hidden goodwill. And C का share तो है goodwill में 2,500. Now C brought capital 8,000. But he didn't get 2,500. So 2,500 so we will give. What will be the journal entry? First journal entry. Cash account debit 8,000. To C's capital account 8,000. He's bringing cash. May capital. No. C's capital account debit 2,500 goodwill share to A and B in sacrificing ratio. So what is the new ratio? कुछ दिया नहीं है तो old ratio is also equal. A and B में new ratio is also equal. So 1,250, 1,250. Old ratio. 1 second. Sorry for the disturbance. 1 second, please. C share is clear. Cash to capital, so you got. C's capital account debit 2,500 to A and to B. Okay. Old ratio is equal. New ratio between A and B is equal. Hence, sacrificing ratio also equal. Sacrificing ratio also equal. Sacrificing ratio is also equal. Did you all follow all the methods of passing the journal entries? 6 ways are there to record goodwill. What is finished writing this? Any doubt, please put me a message if you have any doubt. And if all clear, also put me a message. What is the first method of recording journal entry? Cash to premium, premium to old partners, sacrificing ratio. Second is, he's not bringing goodwill. So, the capital, the goodwill, which is incoming partner's share, cash to premium for goodwill ki jagah, debit to his capital account. D, you have to bring goodwill, premium for goodwill. If not, D's capital account debit to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Third is combination. Part is brought in cash and part is not brought in cash. So debit his capital account and brought in cash recorded accordingly. Nice problem we have done. Fourth one is secretly given no entry. Fifth one, there is no admission death retirement, but just the PSR is changing. Still, gaining partners capital account debit, sacrificing credit. And last one is hidden goodwill. Yes, you will come to know. I'll take up 2 problems. Hidden goodwill I've just introduced. That 8,000 if you have got for 1/4 share in your new capital, पूरा new admission के बाद new capital का 1/4 share 8,000 you have got. So total capital should be 32. Capital is only 22. 10,000 is goodwill. In that your share is 2,500. Are you getting in cash? No. Then debit is account, credit to old partners, sacrificing ratio. ठीक है? So with this, we have completed. Thank you so much that you all are following everything. Huh? So we have completed all the 5 classes for base level. First 3 classes we took introduction on how to adjust the interest on capital, and next 2 classes goodwill. Kalka calculation of goodwill. Today journal entries. 5 classes are over. Tomorrow we are starting with admission of partnership. You have admission, death, retirement, and then combined problems also. So make sure that you all please join. Many of you are joining late now. I will start the class at 11:15 from tomorrow. So we need to work out because I cannot compromise on the number of problems and the method of teaching and the booster notes. Acha, how about this? For goodwill, I have not given you a separate booster notes, but आज जो पहले problem में table लिखा है ना, वही booster note है. Still, if you feel booster note is required, tell me tomorrow, we will add that. Okay? For goodwill. या कर दें 2 मिनट लगेगा. मैंने booster notes अभी देखे ही नहीं है ना. काफी दिन हो गए, 2-3 days से हमने कुछ नहीं लिखा. 1 second. Yeah. What we have written in booster notes? Interest on capital, interest on drawings, interest on loan. Salary commission के लिए तो कुछ जरूरत नहीं है. Write down. I'm not giving methods of goodwill and all, but goodwill के लिए लिखो. I know we are late, but लिखो. Treatment of goodwill. Cash brought in by partner. Cash which is brought in by the partner, incoming partner. Cash brought in by partner, incoming partner, premium for goodwill. Give to old partners, sacrificing ratio. Cash not brought in by incoming partner. Cash is not brought in by incoming partner. Debit incoming partner. Credit old partners. Sacrificing ratio. Cash not brought in by the incoming partner. Then debit incoming partner, credit old partner, sacrificing ratio. Third method is goodwill. No, third method is partly brought in cash. Cash account debit, इनकमिंग पार्टनर अकाउंट डेबिट. ये लिखने से बहुत क्लैरिटी आती है. कैश अकाउंट डेबिट, whatever is brought in cash, say 60%. Incoming partner account debit not brought in cash. Two old partners, sacrificing ratio. Two old partners, sacrificing ratio. Fourth, goodwill paid privately. Goodwill paid privately. No entry. Fifth, treatment of goodwill in change in PSR. Just profit sharing ratio is changing. Gaining partners debit. Sacrificing partners credit. Gaining partners debit. Sacrificing partners credit. Last, hidden goodwill. Hidden goodwill. Total combined net worth. Capital plus reserves. A, B, C sub and reserves. Less C's capital. C's capital for his share. So total capital kitna? C has got 8,000 for 1/4 share. So total capital will be 32,000. लिख दो, example भी लिख दो. 8,000 capital he got for 1/4 share. So 32,000 total capital. And this minus this is hidden goodwill. Hidden goodwill. Hidden goodwill. Side heading. Are you all able to write with me? Total combined. When I'm saying are you listening, then you can write. Total combined net worth is capital plus reserves and all. Less C's capital. Hidden goodwill. Let me give this numbering. A minus B. Chalo, write down. Computation of goodwill. I'm not giving all methods. कोई जरूरत नहीं है. ऐसे first वाला. Average method में profit or loss all should be taken. In average method, profit or loss all should be taken to get simple average. Second point, average profit income on investment should be excluded. This is a very important reminder. Interest on investment should be excluded. Average profit calculate करते वक्त निकाल दो. In capital employed, investments should be excluded. Investment should be excluded. What should be capital employed? Fixed assets plus current assets minus current. You can write FACA. These are your booster notes. Investment to exclude karoge. Fixed asset, current assets, current liability ले लो for capital employed. Yes, you can add more for that super profit and capitalization. What logic you are using? Capital employed into normal rate of return is giving you normal profit. And you know what is super profit? Average profit minus normal profit. I know I've printed all these formulas in book, but likho na. This will be your super profit. Goodwill is equal to super profit into number of years. Super profit into number of years. And then capitalize. Capitalization method. Average profit into 100 by normal rate of return. This will give you the value of firm. Average profit into 100 by normal rate of return minus capital employed. Minus capital employed will give you goodwill. Average profit अगर आप normal rate से earn करते हो तो you have to put this much value of firm, but your capital employed is less, to come pro capital may you are doing more, that is goodwill. So tomorrow in the beginning also I will do one thing. As we log in, I will share these booster notes. If you have missed somewhere, you write it. Sorry for the delay, but then ये जरूरी था इसके साथ करना. Investment वाला point you have to remember, otherwise you will go wrong. Any more points you feel important, add on and let me also know. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. We are completing with the 5th class. Tomorrow we'll start admission of partnership 6th class.